Now I want you to trouble over some stuff again. I want you to think if there was a person that inspired you the most in your life. It could be a family member, first grade teacher, somebody in college. Who was it? And I want you to tease out, when you talk this over with your partner, what are the qualities they have? What are the adjectives that describe how they are to be that inspiration to you, okay? In this moment, by the way, this is when you're really going to learn something. It's not me telling you, it's you learning it in your own and owning it. So really trouble over a person that really inspired you. They don't have to be perfect. That they really inspired you somehow to hang in there. And I want you to, again, tease out what it was that they did, how they acted that made you feel inspired, okay? Go ahead and share with a partner. Okay, I'm sure not everybody shared. How many people had some emotions come up in them a bit talking about it? Yeah. That's a super essential thing. I think, and I have a slide, hopefully I get to, there's one neuroscientist about 8 years ago who said, you know what, emotions are more important than thinking. They actually guide thinking. And everybody went, no way. And then he proved it. He proved it. So a lot of people go, well, let's work on our cognition. We think it's like Spock, it's all up here. It's not. It's not how our brain actually solves problems, okay? So also, when the emotions come up, you can see how incredibly powerful the endurance of that effect of that person is, and why it carries you through, and they're gone, or they're not here, yeah? Okay, so what I just had you do is kind of experience inside your own selves what I'm about to show you. So it's a way of teaching that's kind of backwards, just as a side thing pedagogically. So in psychology, they have a book this big, like I can't even put my hand around it, that has a list of all the disorders that you can possibly suffer from, right? And it wasn't until about a few years ago that some psychologists said, wait a minute, why do we focus on all the problems and all the deficits? We don't have a definition of health. And I went, all we know is what's wrong. So what I'm about to show you is this Dutch psychologist who did research on mature and immature mind states, okay? I'm going to show you the mature one and see if you find on this list anything that you just heard someone talk about or in your own experience matches that person who is inspiring, okay? And the second to the last one is interesting. Humor, sublimation, that's the ability to rise above stuff and not let it affect them, and the suppression of their own emotions, right? The issue is you can lose control of all these great qualities when you're under great stress. Every single one of us, under great stress or threat, are not going to probably act this way. Yet, if you practice them more and more, like pilots do, when a pilot is in a plane, it's doing like divey, crazy stuff, and they just keep doing. I've heard recordings of pilots in really great danger going, okay, It's from training. They maintain this maturity. Teaching, I think, forces you to kind of do that, but I think you ought to be intentional about certain ones of these that you really want to work on and keep working on them, okay? And avoid the, oh, I didn't do it well today, so I'm garbage, right? I've been studying mindful meditation for about 6 years, and they have a concept of the 2 poison arrows. First poison arrow, something bad happens, like, ugh, I got upset with this kid. Second poison arrow you want to avoid is, I'm a piece of garbage teacher because of it. No, forgive yourself, forgive yourself, forgive yourself. You're in a classroom full of insanity. You need to get, like, put a crown on your head, okay? All right, so here's Arendt's opposite of this. Here's the immature mind, and I want you to think about that person who hurt you, or multiple people, and see if they're on this list. And I want to go back, I think it was over here, we talked about a teacher who said, you're either good or bad, right? It's not real. You're both. Sometimes you're better at something than another, right? Okay, so just the pedagogy of this is that you kind of owned this information before you saw it. You're thinking about what makes positive interaction and negative interaction and the level of maturity of people, and I said, okay, it's going to be up here. And so you're looking at it. If I presented this first, you'll, right? So just kind of remember that. It's kind of experience before you see the information.